Hi everyone, it's Focus from the Focus of Love. Here we go. It's Wednesday, so y'all know what time it is. We go live on Wednesdays so that we can chat it up about everything relationships. As you know, my name is Focus. I am a life coach, and my niche is relationships. I do all things relationships to keep them juicy or heal from them, get over it, don't get under it. We all know that connotation. We don't want none of that, right? We want to keep it juicy, safe, and we're not trying to hurt nobody. We want to set people up for success because karma ain't no joke. What goes around absolutely comes around. And you don't want to set yourself up for something coming to you that you really don't want to handle. You don't want to have to put in your life. Today, we're talking about communication and relationships. Three juicy ways to stay connected to your love, right? Now, that, I'm always going to be talking about boo loving and relationships, no doubt, no doubt. But also, that's to your children, to your parents, to your village. How do you stay connected? We're going to talk about that. Not going to be with you guys long. So, get in here, like, share, and subscribe. And I know people are going to pop in your mind. Don't hesitate. When someone pops in your mind and you like, this is for them, or they need to hear this, go ahead and click that share button and send it right to them. See, we get ready to have a nice hot summer, and you're going to have that same best friend pulling on your coattail, being a third wheel if you don't get them out there and let them get free and get dated, start dating, get healed. It's going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't get rid of this person. Help them to get healed. Help them to get understanding. Help them to shift their own mindset so they can get the love they're looking for. So it's not all about clinging to you, wanting to tell you the 411 every day, all day, right? Get that mind shift in their space to get some of that off of you. Because here's what happens, a lot of familiarity happens when you are dealing with family and friends. So they can't even really hear you. So the power of third party, right here. Great conversational starters when you're dating, when you're trying to move on from somebody, right here at the Focus of Love here on YouTube. So come on, be a part of this tribe. You want to be a part so that we can all grow together. Let me go ahead and share this myself. So let folks know we are here and ready to get going. I know a couple of people asked me to drop it for them so that they can have it. So let me share myself. Here's the link. We grab it right here, go over here to Facebook. I actually have a Facebook page as well. It's called the Focus of Love Tribe. So you are welcome to come to that family too. I'm gonna drop the link here so they know that we on and give that friendly reminder. Three, I'm gonna start from the bottom to the top. So from three, two, one, the number one way to communicate. Now it's gonna kind of sound foreign the younger you are. Because there's so many ways. It's about 27 ways now that statistically they're saying are types of ways to communicate. Can you imagine that? 27 different ways to communicate. Yet, for the history of humanity, we are the most disconnected, the most lonely, the most unidentified village. We feel isolated. It's wild to think that you have 20 some ways to connect with folks, yet you can still feel so alone. Let's see, join us now. Reminding our tribe, come on over. Come on over. Looking forward. All right. Let's drop this link right here so we can start this conversation. And here we go. Get that posted. Oh, there's a awesome typo as usual. I don't know why Siri do me that way. It always changes my words grammarly, always changes my words. I'm like, what is going on? I know how to spell look. And just before I sent it, it changed it to another letter instead of the G at the end. So let me get that corrected. So we're going to talk about it. The first way, I'm going to go backwards. So we have one, two, and three. And I think one of the ways that most people at least initiate a conversation is through text message. Text message, and text can be on any social media platform. It can be on your actual cell phone. It could be an app, a dating app. It can be some form of chat at your workplace. So that's all texting, some kind of message where there is no verbal communication, no oral communication, no facial communication, right? So we're going to clump that all into texting. Now, some people say texting should only be for directions and saying, I'm here, right? Because why? You lose a lot of the flavor of communication with the facial expression and the tonality of voice and the audio of the person. So it can be very flat. Now, how does it get filled in? It gets filled in based off of how you perceive the person. So in the moment they're texting you, someone can go, I love you. But if you feel in some kind of way and you think they being sarcastic because they dropped the ball, they're late, they're hungry, and you didn't cook, so you can think that they're trying to be sarcastic. So you'll fill that in. Versus if you did have the facial expression and the tonality and the audible, you can hear it closer to for what it really is. Again, we still filter. We still filter through our emotions and what we hear, how we perceive the person's facial expressions, audio, and tone, right? However, it's closer to what the person's intention when we can actually have all three of those working together. So text, it could be very communicative, depending on the generation, depending on how well you know that person, how the conversation can flow, or it can be very discouraging because you keep missing each other. There's some misunderstandings. Hey guys, come on in here and say hello. I want to see your face. Well, not gonna see your face. That's what we're talking about, right? But I want to know that that's you that's sitting here. Definitely, if you're watching on a replay, hit hashtag replay and let me know your comments. So, text message, you can get a lot out. Sometimes I ask my couples and even some singles that can't, when you don't really feel heard, it can be in a form of a letter, right? You can say, listen, I'm going to send you this message. It's going to be a little lengthy, but I need to get all my thoughts out and then we can talk about it. So you can set someone up in that way. That way you letting them know I'm flushing it out. I'm not like dumping on you. I'm flushing it out so we can actually talk about it. More people are likely to read it and sit with it and process it when you set them up that way. But if you just blop, 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 and you just dropping paragraphs, most people are going to think you coming at them. It's an argument. They've done something wrong. You're being combative. You're throwing up on them. And they're going to just tune it out. They're going to read maybe the first sentence and the last or just block you, right? So text messaging can be overwhelming because we're looking normally on very small devices. So just a few sentences could start look really long and like this person really coming at it. Is it that deep? And start reading all into it. So that could be a detriment to your desire to really want to convey your clear thoughts. So you're using lots of words to make sure you're understood. They see lots of words as you coming at them. So you want to preemptively set it up that I want to flush this out and then we can talk about it. Also, a good way if you're having a conversation in text message, you can use bullet points, 1, 2, 3, ABC, and go again. I want to talk about it with you, but I just want to get it out right now. And then that way you can sit with it and we can talk this evening and, deal with it. Or, like in my case, I'm the chair, second year of our family reunion committee. I'm grateful for it. Namaste to James Gang. Appreciate the opportunity. We're going to get another chair for the next 2 years after this family reunion. And I have a chat where I normally use the second one that I want to talk to you about. The second method of communication, I absolutely, when I'm just giving information, like we had 3 suggestions of a part, of different parts to have the reunion, I put that in text, right? Because you can copy and paste it, you can look it up, you can pull out the details. But when I wanted to tell them about why those 3 choices were the 3 choices, I left a audible note. I left an auto note or a voice memo, depending on what device you have, will determine what's the name. But it allows them to hear the inflection of my voice. I wanted them to know that I'm not married to any of them. I'm not ranking one over the other. Here's the what so about each one. And the best way for me to deliver that would have been on an audio version so they can hear the inflection in my voice, the urgency that we need to pick, but I'm not leaning one way or the other. This is a committee. I want us to all vote. That's the power of the voice. The voice can allow people to know that you're friendly, you're open, you're upset, you're serious, it's urgent. It tells a lot, right? So the words are the words, but that's a smaller percentage than the actual facial expression and the tone that really matters and dress up those words. So that's really key to recognize. So that's point two. That's method two is an audio message where you leave a voice message, a voice note. Very powerful way to communicate so that this way you're heard closest as possible as to what you're actually saying, because again, there's no facial expression. Drum, drum roll, please. The the number one, I was gonna say third, the number one method is, what do you think? I'm gonna pause for a second. Let me look. I want to see your comments. Yes, I'm sure you guessed it. Now, some people, depending on your generation, you probably said video chat. Isn't that wild? Depending on your era, you said video chat is the number one way. Skype, FaceTime, right? Duo is probably what you said, which, depending on where you live and where your relatives and your family and your camp is, your village, that might be the number one way for you, because you can't jump in your car and go around the corner, walk up the street and see your loved ones. So that is. So we're going to do an A and a B in that case. So 1B is video chat in some form. The actual number one is face to face. Surprise! I know we just come out of this pandemic a couple of years. People quarantined, didn't see real people faces for weeks, some people months. So it's shocking to have that. Be shocking that that's the number one thing. And some people like, really? Oh, okay. I guess if I gotta see you, right? Especially depending on generation. But that face to face, you can really feel each other's spirit, each other's mood. Definitely the audio is there. You can hear every part of it. You can absolutely see the facial expression. Some people have a poker face. You don't know which way they're going, no matter what. Others, it's all in their face. They can't even hide it, or at least choose not to, or haven't learned the skill to. So you're getting the audio, the tone, you're getting the facial expression, you're getting the body language. Are their hands going up and down? Are they, sagging and kind of sad, tilting their head over, looking bored, kind of spacing out while you're talking? You get all of those messages that's coming across along with their words or lack of, right? You can see it in so many ways. How their eyebrows go up. Are they getting excited now that you tell them that part of the story? Or are they getting sad or contemplating or thinking? Or they're angry and like, I don't believe you just said that. This is so basic. You would think it's so basic, like, focus. Why would you need to do a video on this? Because there's 20 some ways of communicating. People may have picked up a way that they feel comfortable with, but it's not the most effective. It's a lot to be desired. And you keep wondering why people keep misunderstanding me. Why am I not connecting? I don't have a village. I feel lonely. I don't feel heard. I don't feel seen. So you want to ask yourself, what method are you using? And are people reciprocating? So if you're sending out long text messages and more people talk to you less and less or respond less and less, most likely it's too much. You're trying to have a full blown conversation that looks like an essay in a text message. Most of you are going to look down at that like, I'm not reading that. Girl, call me. And you don't have time. I don't want to take the time, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So the value of that relationship begins to dwindle because it's too hard to stay connected in that person's mindset of what it is that you want to do to stay connected. So you want to consider that. So whether it's a lover, parents, children, what's the flow here? Because if you're trying to boo love and really get to know a person, you absolutely want to spend the time where they can hear your voice, see your face. So I encourage my clients, I encourage you, I encourage my tribe. You want a video chat and you absolutely want to do face-to-face conversations. So that could be on Zoom, that could be Skype, Duo, FaceTime. Just about every social media now has an option to call or text and video chat. You want to download a free app. This is going to let you know rarely off top. Should I even be going out on a date with this person? You don't need to meet everybody for coffee. Let's just jump on a Zoom for about 15, 20 minutes and chat for a second. That'll let you know if there's a vibe there, there's traction. Absolutely. If you catfish, right? You want to know before you even walk out your door, spending your gas, your time, your money, babysitter, making arrangements. Let's vibe on video chat for a few times before we actually go to face when it comes to dating. I think that's really crucial. Also, there's so many amazing pages, meetup, Facebook pages that you can meet folks as friends, compadres, business partners. Still, my first go-to is a video chat. I might not even need to meet you at a Starbucks and like really have a big old chat. If on Zoom I could see you might be combative, too laid back, too shy, too forthright that I know this is not going to flow. So I don't need to spend gas. I don't need to spend time. These are different ways to do check ins as you're building your village, finding your love, strengthening your family. One of the things that we do again, and you hear me bouncing all over because I really want you to get that having a juicy life is not just the romantic love. It's also how you relate to your family, to your friends, your co-workers. These are skill sets that you build a muscle that translates throughout every area of your life. Because what you do in one area, you do in most areas. What you do that seems like, all it is it's just my neighbor. But if you dismiss it to your neighbor, you'll likely dismiss it to your children, to your pets, to the people at your job you don't seem as significant that they're not going to help you get your promotion. And best know that the your boss and the boss's friends and colleagues and peers that they check in with to decide who get a promotion are watching and they're reporting like, they're not a team player. So just know that that's happening. So you want to elevate and get a juicy life, juicy love, thriving relationships. You want to check in. How am I communicating? And how are the people that I'm communicating to that I want to stay connected to receiving that communication? Is it welcoming? Am I texting too cotton picking early? You don't understand how many gentlemen that reach out and have some interest. And when it text 1:30 in the morning, 2 in the morning, as soon as they wake up at 5, not knowing my schedule, right? It's just impolite. Not knowing I appreciate your excitement, but you first of all, we haven't even talked, we haven't even met. You found my number somehow, or you saw me on a dating site, and you think it's okay to text or reach out sometime. If we just change the number and you're just getting it 2 hours a night, you think it's okay to text. It's not. It's called common courtesy. So right there, you can start off in the red, in the negative, because the person is already wondering, are they like so self-consumed that they think it's okay to text 4 in the morning? How rude. You don't know my lifestyle. You don't know if I have a child sleeping next to me can wake me up. You don't know if I have a child coming home late from some type of event. So my phone is on to make sure that they're okay. And now you're waking me up and the other child. You don't know what's going on. It says that this person's like tunnel vision about them from the door, right? Also, like in our family chat, or if you have a group chat with some coworkers, are you that person texting like midnight? Nobody gonna like you. Because some people, they marriage, they relationships is rocky. Somebody didn't cheat and dipped and they get a text at midnight. Oh honey, they arguing to 3 in the morning. So ain't everybody come to work mad at you the next day. Because then they got explained. Right? Right? Because you texting at midnight talking about can't wait to see y'all tomorrow. Everybody make sure you wear red. And it can just cause an upheaval in some people's lives. So it does matter the time, it matters the method, it matters the tone. So you want to do your due diligence as you're building your village, strengthening your family relations, your job relations, your lover. If you're trying to get to know people and get out there and date, what is the texting etiquette? And if you're not sure, I did a video about that. You could definitely take a look at that as well. Well, this is Focus from the Focus of Love. Thank you for joining me. For those who have, I really appreciate you coming on. This is it for tonight. I'm still overcoming a cold, if you can hear that. My energy is a little low, but my passion is still there. And that is that I want you to have juicy love. Namaste. Like, comment, and share. Listen, my book, What is the Focus of Love? I wrote that in 90 days. It was because of two compadres that I picked up in the Inspire to Speak boot camp with James Dentley and Les Brown. Yes, the Les Brown. I went to that event several days, 12-hour days, deposit, like you would buy in a home, but it was definitely worth it. Not only did I come out changed from that event with close relationships and wrote a book in 90 days, it was definitely worth the trip to Chicago. I want you to get that book. You need to have it in your hand. It's 10 solid chapters of coaching sessions that I did over the years. I kept seeing the repetition of people needing to hear these types of coaching in succinct and sometimes out of order. So you can read straight through the book, all 10 chapters, or you can pick up the table of contents and look at what do I need right now. And it's one of those kinds of books you reread. Like one of my favorite to reread is How to Win Friends and Influence People. When I get a little weary because of people and enough what had happened was and disappointments, I know it's time for me to pick up that book so I can get out of my story and being stuck about what people is and isn't. I pick that book up. Well, what is the focus of love? Really helps you to refresh your ability to communicate and kind of get the other side of people and not just all about you, but really go, you know what, how can I serve? How can I hear what's not being said? How can I get deep connection? So I want you to get that book and I want to hear from you. Let me know what meant most to you. This is Focus from the Focus of Love. Thank you for the like. Thank you for joining me. Let me see who that was that gave a like here. I love these tools. I am getting used to all of them. Well, I'll be able to communicate even more with you guys. Let me see if I can see over here even better because my first link to go on, I put on a streaming service, which that's how I was going to use. I was going to use my webcam, which is built in the computer. So I had to do a new live. So if you're on the other one, sorry that you missed me on live. No problem. Look at the replay right here. All right, guys, you have a fantastic night. I will see you next Wednesday. If you have a topic or a title that you like, for what you got to talk about this, I will consider it. Everybody's talking about the famous rapper producer that is being investigated and all like that. I'm not even ready to give any of that energy to that right now. It's being so overdone, so covered. So many people have something to say. I just want to keep bringing love and light to our community, to these everyday folks that need it and getting through our life to make sure our life is juicy. So that's what I'm here to do. I know that's my purpose, to help people heal the hurt. And a lot of people's been affected by that. When I get moved by the spirit, when I feel like it's time for me to talk about it, I will. But right now, we right here. 3 methods to communicate to keep love. Bye bye. Focus from the focus of love.